Mary, she's pregnant. I'll pay you a settlement. Just leave this house. I was blindsided by these words from my husband of 10 years. Betrayed in such a brutal way. I couldn't believe it. Was this his way of blaming me for us not having kids? But I know something he doesn't. A bright future doesn't await him even if we divorce. My name is Mary, and I'm 35 years old. Every day, I face patients as a nurse. This year marks my 10th wedding anniversary. Kevin, my husband, used to be one of my patients at the hospital where I work. We met there and got married after dating for a year. Kevin normally works as a caregiver, but he's actually the son of a wealthy family that owns a well-known hotel. His brother has taken over the family hotel, and it's doing quite well. Their parents adore both sons equally and are always willing to help financially. That's how we bought this house. Early in our marriage, Kevin brought up this idea. Hey, Mary, now that we're married, how about we build a house? A house? Sure, someday, but maybe not right now. Don't worry about it. Money is not an issue. Money is no object. I don't have much saved, you know. Are you sure you can afford it? Don't worry. My parents are thrilled about our marriage. They'll buy us a house, no problem. Wow, that feels a bit too much, doesn't it? No biggie. I'll talk to them. And so Kevin quickly called his father, who easily agreed. Although it felt awkward, they insisted we shouldn't hesitate. So we accepted their generous offer. By the way, they're kind to me too, not just their son. Life was pretty smooth, up until a couple of months ago. Kevin's attitude towards me suddenly changed for the worse. Just recently, he raised his voice at me when I got home from work. Hey, what's the big idea coming home this late? Do you even know what time it is? I'm sorry, one of the night shift nurses was late, so I had to cover for her, he yelled back. Really? You're prioritizing work when your husband is starving at home. Look, we were understaffed, and I couldn't just leave. Always making excuses. If you can handle the housework, maybe you should quit your job. As he began to throw harsh words at me without a second thought, my spirit started to wear thin. It's not just about work. These days, I'm constantly criticized for other reasons too. Got a call from Dad and Mom today. They asked when they're gonna see their grandkid. What can I do about that? Kids are a gift from life. What? It's your fault we don't have one. Show some remorse. Kevin, how many times have I told you? We took fertility tests before. The doctor said everything was fine. Then why can't we have one? You must be lying about those test results. I'm not. I'd show you the results. I'm a nurse, remember? If you're so adamant, why don't you get tested too? What? Why should I? Men don't have fertility issues. Seriously? He always blames me for our inability to have children. I began to harbor unspoken resentment against the way he talks and behaves. One day, after working late, I returned home to find that my usually early returning husband was nowhere in sight. No messages from him on my phone either. Worried, I decided to give him a call. Hey, Kevin, you're not home yet. What? You called for that? You're such a nag. Come on, don't say it like that. While relieved that he's safe, I also expressed my annoyance. You get mad when I'm late, but you won't even give me your heads up when you're running late. Why should I? I'm the man of this house. I don't owe you any explanations. What the heck? We're supposed to be equals in this relationship. Don't talk back. Just don't interfere in my affairs, got it? Hey, Kevin, what's for dinner? Before I could finish speaking, he hung up the phone. The dial tone sounded in my ears as frustration engulfed me. What the heck? He gets mad if I'm slightly late in contacting him, yet he can do whatever he wants? Why does he get to be angry when all I did was check when he'd be home? Annoyed but not wanting to hear any complaints later, I decide to prepare dinner for the both of us anyway. Yet that night, he didn't return home until after midnight. A flushed-faced Kevin walked in cheerfully just as I was about to head to bed. "Kevin, if you're going to be this late, you could have at least messaged me, and you have work tomorrow, right? You smell like alcohol."
"Stop nagging, who cares? I can survive without working, you know."
"What are you talking about? That's not possible. Our current lifestyle is possible because we both work."
"That might be your case, but I have Dad and Mom. If I need money, they'll help."
"I don't think that's a good mentality. For now, just take a bath. I'm going to bed."
"What? Going to sleep before your husband? Oh, you're so annoying."
My husband muttered complaints under his breath and headed for the bathroom. At this point, I was more dumbfounded than angry with his attitude. From that day on, he started coming home late at night without any notice. Additionally, he became careless about his job, even skipping work without permission. 2 weeks later, I received another call from his workplace saying he was absent without notice again. Fed up, I decided to wait for him to come home so we could talk. Sure enough, around 1 a.m., I heard the front door open. My husband, face flushed, walked into the living room with a grin.
"I'm home."
"Do you have any idea what time it is?"
"Cheh, you're always so naggy."
"What's with that attitude? And you skipped work again today, didn't you?" Then I noticed a strange woman standing behind him. The young woman looked at me and smirked triumphantly. A sick feeling washed over me, and my heart skipped a beat. Gathering courage, I asked him, "Who's that behind you?"
"Oh, right. Laura, come on in."
"Laura? Bringing a guest home at this hour is pretty rude."
"A guest? Laura is not a guest."
"Then what? A friend?"
"She's my girlfriend."
What did you say?" My worst fears confirmed. My vision swayed for a moment. Ignoring my state, my husband cheerfully continued,
"You probably guessed already. I'm planning on marrying Laura."
"What are you talking about? Stop joking."
"Do you really think I joke about this at this hour?"
"But we're married. Suddenly saying you have a girlfriend? That's cheating."
You know you're not loved anymore, don't you?"
"Excuse me?" Hearing our conversation, Laura chuckled softly, fighting the urge to scream. I appealed to my husband. "Don't mess around. This isn't something I can just accept. Let's talk about it some other time."
"No need. I want you to leave now."
"What? Kevin, what are you saying?"
"Laura is pregnant."
"What?" The word pregnant plunged me into darkness.
"Right now, Laura is carrying my adorable child. You're just in the way."
"Are you serious?"
"We don't have any kids, so I'll pay you a good settlement. Now, get out of this house."
I couldn't believe he was demanding a divorce out of the blue. I noticed my legs were trembling. Seeing my distress, Laura taunted me in a sickeningly sweet voice. "Mary, was it? Sorry to break it to you, but it must be hard seeing a young woman like me with Kevin. You must feel so inferior, huh?"
"You? What's your deal? You not only steal my husband, but also have a child with him?"
"Oh, right. You're infertile, Mary, right? No wonder you're extra jealous."
"Excuse me?
What did you just say?" "Even Kevin's parents will probably welcome me more than they'd welcome you, knowing you're infertile. So, could you please leave? Arguing with an old lady like you might affect my unborn child." In that moment, an indescribable rage surged within me. I'll never forgive her. I've never been humiliated like this. I will get my revenge. Taking a deep breath to calm myself, I said quietly to my husband, "Fine, I get it. Let's just get a divorce."
Huh? You're being unusually cooperative, aren't you?
I don't want to be with a cheater anymore. Do you have the divorce papers?
Yeah, I've already filled them out. You just need to sign and submit them.
Fine, I'll pack my things and leave. Best wishes for your new life.
Don't need you to tell me that. Just get out.
The two of them laughed loudly, pointing fingers at me. Ignoring them, I quickly packed my stuff and left the house. I decided to spend some time staying at a hotel near my workplace. During one workday, I noticed my patient David looking gloomy as he stared out the window. "David, what's the matter? Are you feeling okay?"
Actually, my girlfriend just broke up with me.
"Oh, I see. You were with her for quite a while, right?"
Yeah. We were even talking about getting married. But as soon as she realized I won't be able to work anymore, she left.
That's so cruel, especially considering how hard you're working on your rehabilitation.
It's okay. Being dumped can't be helped. But
But
I recently found out something from a mutual friend.
what did you find out?
Actually,
I couldn't believe what I heard from David. After that, I hired a private investigator to look into something. I also visited my ex-husband's parents, James and Anna, suggesting we should talk about something important. Apparently, he hadn't informed them of our divorce, so they were puzzled why I wanted to talk. I didn't say anything more and just scheduled a meeting. Days later, I headed to my ex-husband's house with his parents. Seeing me and my in-laws, Kevin looked visibly uncomfortable. "Long time no see, Kevin. Mind if we come in? We need to talk."
why are you here all of a sudden? Today's not a good day.
"Why? Because Laura's here?"
Hey, don't mention that name, Mary. My parents are right here.
"So you never told them we divorced, huh?" At her words, my in-laws' eyes widened in shock.
What do you mean you divorced Mary, Kevin?
"Yeah, we haven't heard anything about this."
Well, about that. And who's Laura? Is there someone else in this house?
"Kevin, you didn't divorce Mary for some silly reason, did you?"
No, that's not it. Both of you, just calm down.
Ignoring Kevin's attempts to stop them, my in-laws marched into the house. As expected, they found Laura lounging on the couch. Seeing this, their faces turned a shade of blue.
You've been cheating on Mary? You got to be kidding me.
James shouted angrily, spittle flying towards Kevin.
Dad, listen, Laura is young and cute and total opposite of Mary. What are you saying? Mary supported you as your wife for 10 years. Hold on, I'm not the bad guy here. The one who cheated is always the bad guy. Apologize to Mary right now.
Well, about that, Kevin was clearly cowed by James' anger. In a last-ditch effort, he blurted out to my in-laws,
Dad, Mom, listen. Laura is pregnant. Pregnant? So what? Yeah, she's pregnant. Mary couldn't get pregnant for 10 years, but Laura got pregnant right away. First grandchild, you both should be thrilled. What are you talking about?
"This is the ultimate act of filial piety. So Dad, Mom, please, accept Laura and me." Just as he was saying this, a sharp slapping sound echoed. Anna had slapped his face.
Mom!
"You ungrateful child!" Tears welled up in Anna's eyes as she shouted, her face turning red. Not just me, even James was stunned.
What are you doing, Mom? I thought you and Dad would be happy.
"Don't be stupid.
To ignore a wonderful woman like Mary for some meaningless fling? I never raised you to be like this.
Mom,
We're cutting ties with you. Don't ever rely on us again.
wait. I was planning to borrow money from you and Dad to pay alimony to Mary.
Be quiet. We're not lending a single cent to a terrible son like you. We won't pay your mortgage anymore. You'll pay it yourself. Got it?
But Mom, I finally have a grandchild to show you.
My ex-husband was clinging to father-in-law for dear life, so I decided to seize the moment and drop a truth bomb. Kevin, hate to ruin the mood while you're excited about your first grandchild, but the baby in her belly isn't yours.
What? What are you talking about?
Right, Laura? You're David's ex-girlfriend? That baby is David's, isn't it?
David, who's that?
Seeing the confused look on my ex-husband's face, I decided to clarify. I work at a hospital where a man named David was recently admitted. He's paralyzed from the waist down after an accident. I was shocked to learn that his heartbroken ex is you, Laura. I don't know any David. Laura's voice trembled, so I shot back. Ah, didn't you tell David? I've found someone else who'll give me the money I need, so I don't need you anymore. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't play dumb. I hired a private investigator after talking to David. I'm certain the baby is his. Father-in-law chimed in to explain.
We already knew about this before coming here, Mary informed us.
We even saw the investigative report you got from the detective, Mary.
You're lying. Is this true?
My ex-husband was furious, and Laura was visibly distressed. Their expressions were a mix of sadness and anger. Indescribable. To them, I had one last thing to say. But you two make a perfect pair. A man willing to cheat, and a woman willing to fake the father of her child. You're made for each other.
Wait, Mary, I didn't know.
Didn't know? You cheated and left me. You're a lost cause without an apology.
I'll apologize. Just forgive me.
There's no way I'm forgiving you. Nobody will help you now. Go wallow in hell with the trashy woman. Ignoring my wailing ex-husband, I left the house with father-in-law. And so, my marriage was officially over. Later, I heard that my ex-husband and Laura never got married and broke up. But I couldn't care less. I demanded a hefty compensation from both and made sure they paid it all. Now, they're drowning in debt and being chased by creditors. Laura can even afford baby supplies because of her debt. And my ex got fired for chronic absenteeism. He's apparently looking for a new job while working part-time. Quite the downfall, but they had it coming. As for me, I've moved into a new condo and I'm thoroughly enjoying the single life. Now that I'm stress-free, I can focus on my work and my life is fulfilling. I don't think I'll ever marry again. From now on, I'm prioritizing my own happiness and making the most of each day.